Hi, this week we read Parashat Tzav, the second parasha of the book of Leviticus. It will pick up where we left off last week in discussing the sacrifices that were offered in the tabernacle and later on in the Beit HaMikdash, in the temple in Jerusalem. It says in the parsha that we were supposed to keep an eish tamid, a perpetual fire going on the altar. And it talks about the nitty-gritty of what that means. You know, when you need to keep a fire going, it takes attention. It takes constancy. You have to put logs on the fire. You need to clear off the ashes. And it can be a messy business. But it shows, not in a symbolic way, but in a very active way, that someone is tending to the fire. To put it a bit differently, someone is tending to that relationship between God and the Jewish people, a relationship which shouldn't be interrupted. It's a constant relationship. And it makes me think about the idea that relationships generally, our relationship with God and our relationship with the other people in our lives, need to be tended to on a regular basis. I was thinking about the fact that sometimes we joke about the person who nags us, who says, "How come you don't call? How come you don't write?" And what that person is feeling and expressing really is the sense that that relationship isn't being tended to, and there's a bit of hurt there. But more than that, you have to remember that the idea of the eish tamid is an image of fire, something which is active, something which brings heat and brings light. And in our own lives, in relating to God, we're looking here not for some symbol, not something that we simply wear. It's not really enough in this, from this perspective, to just hold God in your heart or to feel Jewish. What's asked of us is action. And as we know, there are a variety of different ways and different moments for that. To do something perpetually or to do something with tamidut, with constancy, is really to talk about what we do in terms of our spiritual practice, in terms of our Jewish lives on a daily basis or a weekly basis or a seasonal basis. There are all sorts of different things, from prayer to Torah study to acts of gemilut chasadim, acts of loving kindness towards other people, that demand of us that we do it on a regular basis. Routine is often looked at in a sort of negative way. We do things routinely, meaning that we do them unthinkingly, just out of habit. But to do something on a regular basis with intention, with the idea that we are keeping a fire going, that's what the eish tamid is supposed to remind us of. And so I hope that this Shabbat you will think about how you can continue to keep that fire going. This Shabbat is also Shabbat Hagadol, which means that we are almost ready for Pesach. I hope you will have the opportunity both to read Parashat Tzav this Shabbat and also to hear the special Haftarah for Shabbat Hagadol. Shabbat Shalom.